What's going on, everyone? ODC here, and I'm back with another action figure review. Today's review, we're going to take a look at the Hasbro Marvel Legends Bishop action figure from the Sauron Build-A-Figure wave. Unfortunately, and I want to apologize for this ahead of time, I do not have the packaging anymore. I must have chucked the packaging, prior to me doing this video. So I do apologize ahead of time, but you know, this review is really about the action figure, so the packaging is really secondary anyway. He does come with one accessory total, which I don't really count Build-A-Figure pieces as an accessory because it's a part of another figure, so it has nothing to really do with this figure. But he does come with his one gun, very 90s and futuristic gun, or shotgun or plasma gun, whatever term you want to use for it is. If there is a technical term for the gun, let me know in the comments below. That is always helpful. But anyway, taking a look at the figure here, he looks really nice. He is on the Hyperion body mold, which isn't necessarily my favorite, but it actually is the piece that does make this body mold so fugly is actually covered up by his nice red scarf right here, which is pretty well done. It is a loose piece on its own. Like I said, the figure does come with his one accessory, and then he does have his little satchel on his back to hold his gun, which is a lot less ridiculous from the previous iteration of Bishop from the Toy Biz days, which he looked very, I don't know, non-human, maybe ape-like in that action figure. But here is the Sauron Build-A-Figure piece that he comes with. You're going to, if you want to build Sauron, you're going to have to get this figure. And if not, you could always search on eBay, I guess. He does come with the right arm of Sauron. Whoa, I can't talk. The right arm of Sauron. It is actually nicely sculpted. I really like the paint applications, the translucent plastic that they decided to go with, the little hole into the wing here. And there's a little hole right there and another hole here. And two, or actually three more holes on this side. Nothing on that side though, but or that piece right there. But they are separate pieces. It's very actually similar to what I want to say Mattel did with their Man-Bat. It's kind of similar to that a little bit. I think a little bit, I would say just on par as far as what they did with Man-Bat. I still love that Man-Bat figure, by the way, the DCUC or the SDCC exclusive. Both are well done figures. Anyway, we got some articulation here. We've got some articulation in the elbow. It's just a single, oh, there we go. We also have articulation and a hinge joint in the wing right here. It is a single bend at the elbow. He does have a bicep swivel as well. So there's the wing for Sauron. Looks good. Nice paint detail, nice sculpt. That'll go in the bin of things that I need to finish. Because really, out of this wave, I really was going to get the whole wave and then just sell off all the Deadpool figures, but I just told myself I'm just going to go ahead and get a finished Sauron. I'm going to get Bishop, and I'm going to get Omega Red and call it a day, and that's my plan for me. But the figure itself here looks really nice. I like his nice paint detail going throughout his body. I want to say these pieces right here on each side, they are a loose piece, so if you don't want them to move around, you're going to have to glue them down, which is what I'm planning on doing. If you do push them up high enough, they will kind of stay, but it does kind of get in the way of this bicep swivel right here, so you kind of have to find the sweet spot for it. But I would definitely recommend using some glue on that. That's usually what I use with my loose pieces on Marvel Legends anyway. I use some super glue. Like I said, on the back, the sculpted detail, well, I shouldn't say detail, I should say the sculpt of the belt is nice, bright yellow. Looks good. It really helps the figure pop as far as bringing out those blues and the red scarf. I think everything works really well for this figure. as far as the paint apps go. There is a little bit of a mess up right here from the factory. It's not going to really, you know, make or break the situation here. The boots are just a molded plastic. There's not really any typical boots here to speak of. He does have a painted X-Men symbol right there. Taking his gun out so you can see the whole entire body and the whole sculpt. The yellows, like I said, are pretty nicely done. They're a little bit off right here. That's not a big deal. I'm just pointing it out for the sake of pointing it out for the review. The other symbol on his other side is pretty well done. It is a little bit off as far as centering goes, but it's just something I have to point out. It's not really necessarily taking away from the figure itself. But the shoulder straps here look really good. I like that this is all pretty much one molded piece right here. It is a loose piece, so you can move it if you want to. There is a peg hole right there, and there is another peg hole up here because this is the reused Hyperion body mold. As you can see, if I popped this head off or turn his head, there's a peg hole right there, and then there's another one right there, and that was used with Hyperion for his cape situation. His head can come off. You can also take his scarf off, and you can, like I said, you could take these off if you want to, those off, the whole thing off. It's really not difficult at all to do. So there he is, bare bones with no head, and here he is with a head on and nothing on, and he looks ridiculous. So let's put everything back on like it's supposed to be. But overall, I you know, this is a really nicely done figure. I'm really happy that we finally got a much needed, in my eyes, updated version for Bishop, because I never really liked that Toy Biz one. I don't know, some people did, but I just thought it was too Cro-Magnon looking. I don't know. It just didn't look right for him. Even the holsters were like overly huge. You know, they were gargantuan. You don't get a chance to use that word that often, so might as well use it right here, correct? They were gargantuan. But I like the gloves work really well on him. Overall, the figure looks really good. The face sculpt is something to be pleased about, because that looks really good. Let me fix that. It's going to bother me. Sorry. But face sculpt looks really good. I like the M for mutant over his eye. I like that he's got whited out eyes. The mullet looks really well done. Very pleased with that. He doesn't really have any paint shading going throughout his hair, just to point that out. But it's just pretty much like a black plastic, but it works really well. The mouth looks really good. Overall, everything is pretty eye-appealing as far as this action figure goes as a whole. His gun does fit in the back of his holster here, and the way you want to put it is like this. This is the correct way to put it, so when he reaches back, he can grab it from the excuse me, from the holster. Actually, I think it's supposed to go the other way. I might be wrong here. It's supposed to go that way, so he can grab it from the handle properly, and it will be in his hand the right way. This is actually, whoa, let's keep sliding down though. The holster might be a little bit too large for the gun. That might be a kind of a drawback. But if you prop it up right, this is actually the proper way he would have to go, because if you reach back, you want to be able to grab that handle, and you want the handle to be kicking out so you can grab it the proper way. If you turn it around the other way, the wrong way that I had it to begin with, how is he going to grab the handle? Can't grab the handle this way. Correct? Is that right? Yeah. Because that would be, he'd be holding it upside down then. He'd be holding it like this. So you want to have it like this, and you want to have it facing outward, like that. So that does kind of fit. It is a little bit rather large. Maybe they could have went one size down, maybe. or a quarter of a size down, or an eighth of, I don't know, whatever size down. But I'm going to give him, make him a lefty here for the sake of the review. I think he looks really good. I'm really pleased with how he turned out. As far as size comparisons go, I can't talk today. My God. Here he is standing up next to Rogue. And then we have Multiple Man, which is basically on the Bucky Cap body mold. So good size there with those two. And then we have the last two comparisons that I will make for today is Cable. And then we have Wolverine. So good size here. I really like it. He's actually smaller than Cable. I'd say he's taller than everyone else I just showed besides Cable. And I think they all of them look good together. So, I mean, you could definitely go with your, I believe it was X-Men Blue team. Or was that Gold team? It's one of those two. I don't know. But you could definitely put him with them if you want to, and they'll match right in. So there's that bit of information as well. I don't really think it's necessary to really do any more size comparisons with anyone else. I guess I could do it with Sasquatch. I'll do it with Sassafras. Here's Sassafras. And as we all know, Sassafras is going to be a lot taller than Bishop here. So there you go. Sassafras is not happy about the gun being pointed in his face, so we'll move that out of the way. So there you are with that. As far as Bishop's articulation does go, his head can swivel side to side. It can do a full 360 if you force it, but I mean, I don't see what the point of that would be. Head looks down. Head doesn't really look up past neutral position due to the sculpting of the hair. Oh, we got some jive turkeys up in here. So there's that. Arms go up, down, full 360 rotation on the arm. He does have a bicep swivel, a double jointed elbow, wrist swivel, wrist hinge that goes up and down on both hands. I kind of would have preferred if one went back and forth, but I guess it is what it is. That's what they gave us, I guess. Crunches forward nicely, nice ratchet there. Crunches back, same molding as any other Hyperion body mold. The waist can swivel, full 360 if you need it to. You might have to hike this belt up just so it doesn't get in the way. Legs go forward. They go back a hair, but it's a little bit hindered due to the sculpting of the rear end there. He does have a thigh swivel, double jointed knees, boot swivel. If I can get the thing to swivel, there we go. Points the heel, points the toe, and ankle pivot, and 2 peg holes at the bottom of his feet. And that is Bishop. Pretty straightforward. I mean, it comes with 1 accessory. And now I'm making him a righty. Comes with 1 accessory, and that's pretty much it. He can two-hand his gun nicely, so that's good. Looking down the sights now, when I tried to get him to look down the sights, it was kind of, you kind of have to use your angles, your photographic angles, to get that to look the way I think you're going to want it to, him looking down the sights, but he can kind of do it with some photo manipulation, excuse me. But he looks good either way. I'm pretty happy with this. I'm thankful that we have another member to check off that long checklist of X-Men action figures that we so dearly need. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much it for me. I would definitely give him 2 thumbs up. Where's my thumbs? 2 thumbs up. For Bishop, go get him. He's a part of the Sauron wave. I like the, I would also probably recommend getting this guy for retail. I definitely would not pay over $30 shipped for him. I would not pay over that at all. I can't recommend that. I would definitely just pay retail for him. I think he's a solid retail figure. Pay $20 for him. Wait for him to drop in price. I don't think that he's going to be too hard to get. I don't even think Omega Red is going to be that hard to get. So, and if those are if you're like-minded like me, if you're a like-minded soul, excuse me, I should say, then and you only want those two, I honestly I don't think that it's going to be that hard to get. I've been seeing the whole waves popping up in stores and Targets and Walgreens, and they're online everywhere. This wave I don't think it's going to be that hard. So worry not, be patient, get them for retail. 2 thumbs up. Definitely recommend you get them, and so you can add them into your X-Men clan or group or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you for watching as always, and I'll see you guys on the flip side.